Hello, everybody. It is Thursday, June 25th, and welcome back to the Nick Watkins Show. I'm Nick Watkins. Let's get into it. I was going to come on today's show and talk about the Giants first because the Giants had an awesome game yesterday. Instead, we're going to be talking about LaMelo Ball because LaMelo Ball was just traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves from the Charlotte Hornets. Let's go over the full deal as I pull it up. Here we go. The Charlotte Hornets are trading star guard LaMelo Ball and Josh Green to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Naz Reid, a 2033 unprotected first round pick, three first round pick swaps, and three second round pick swaps. Big deal. Big deal. LaMelo Ball is one of the best playmaking point guards in the league. His passing ability is so good, and he is a very talented player. So, what does this mean for the league? Well, let's just talk about it, man. Let's talk about both sides of the deal, as we normally do in trades. The first time, the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves, when they traded Randall and they got back like a worse pick, I was very confused by it. But Melo said that the Timberwolves were doing that so they could clear space to make a big move. Well, here's the big move. It's LaMelo Ball. And for Minnesota, I like it. Not just because I'm a big LaMelo Ball fan, but because I think he works well with the team. And I like the idea of trying something new. Having Randall wasn't working. He was terrible in the playoffs. So you get LaMelo Ball, who admittedly has never been in the playoffs, but I'm sure that he can do great in them. I like this. So let's think about it for how the lineup's going to look. So it's going to be Ant. It's going to be Edwards. You also have Jaden McDaniels. You also have Gobert. Do not have Naz Reid anymore. He just got traded, but that's okay. And then you also have Io and DiVincenzo if he comes back in time. Dude, I think this is a good vibe move, and I am a big LaMelo Ball guy. I think he's a very good player, and I think he will be good on the Timberwolves. There is a question of how is it going to work with the two guards, because LaMelo, well, he's effective when he has the ball in his hands, and he's effective when he's making great assists and making flashy passes and setting up his teammates. And while Anthony Edwards is one of the best shooters in the league, he's also very good when he has the ball in his hands. So how's that going to work? Because if you think back to like the Brooklyn days where it was Kyrie and James Harden and KD, all ball dominant guys, didn't really work. But for some reason in my head, I think this one's going to work. Because, well, LaMelo Ball, he's kind of an unselfish guy, man. He makes that pass. And, well, he's going to be bringing up the ball, but he either passes to Anthony Edwards or do something on his own. I don't think that he's going to take away from Ant point production wise. In fact, I think his own point production numbers might drop, but I could see the assist numbers going up. Because when you have a teammate like Anthony Edwards to pass the ball to, and you have Rudy Gobert, 7 feet guy who you can run the pick and roll with, throw lobs to, I think we could see LaMelo Ball's assist numbers really skyrocket. Because on Charlotte, he was the number one guy. It was up to him. But when he goes to Minnesota, now he's the number two guy. And maybe being the number two guy really will free up a player like him, a point guard who can pass the ball with the best of them, to really flourish. That's why I think this deal could work out really well for Minnesota. And there is that question, yes, of how is it going to work with the two guards who like the ball. I think if LaMelo is unselfish and passes the ball like he's been doing, this will work out really well for Minnesota, and I'm excited to see how far they can go next year. Now, as for Charlotte, what are you getting back? You're getting back Naz Reid. You're getting back a first round pick in 2033, and you're swapping picks 28, 29, 30 firsts, and then in the second round 29, 32, and 33. That's a good amount of picks. Um, it's a good amount of picks. It is a good amount of picks. And I'm really high on Nas Reed. I really like him. I think it's good they picked him up. Now, there's no denying the return is good. Could it be more? I suppose you'd like more picks, but you get the pick swaps, and that's pretty much the same thing. Literally. Well, not literally, but you know what I'm trying to say. Look, here's the question that everybody's been asking, and here's the question that the NBA debates group chat is going crazy about. Was this a smart move by the Hornets? Was it stupid to trade LaMelo Ball, your best player, right as your contention window is starting to crack open? And this is an interesting debate. On one hand, you made the play in last year and you beat the Heat. And aside from getting crushed by the Magic, you were a game away from making the playoffs. And LaMelo Ball is pretty much in his prime. And Colin Canepa looks like a dog. And Brandon Miller looks like a dog. And Miles Bridges looks like a dog. And you have a core that's developing and looks like it's coming together. And then you blow it up. On the other hand, it might have been a case of one LaMelo trying to force his way out, which I don't know if that would happen yet, or the Hornets realizing they're not going to be able to compete. They're not going to be able to compete competitively with LaMelo Ball because he's just ahead. He's 5 years ahead of all these guys that are coming into their own now. I think it was more a realization that, hey, we're not going to be serious contenders with LaMelo Ball, who's one of the best players, one of the best point guards. Let's trade him. Let's get some picks for him. And I think that was the case. And although the picks are very far down the line, which I don't make doesn't make the most sense to me because if you're trying to if you're trading away LaMelo, you're not trying to win. So wouldn't you want to have those picks earlier so you can use them earlier? You can get players to rebuild with. Well, rebuilds are lengthy. We do know this, but um, if it was keeping Lamelo or trading him, personally, I would have kept him because I like him a lot. But the Hornets opted to trade him, and even though I don't think that was the correct decision, I still like what they got back. Unprotected first swaps, second swaps, and Nas Reed, who I'm also high on. So while I don't agree with the decision to trade LaMelo, I think it could still work out for them. Would it have worked out well as keeping him? I don't know. They might be smart in the sense that they saw the writing on the wall. We're not going to be seriously competitive. As I said earlier, we're not going to be competitively competitive with LaMelo Ball in this window that he has and the window that we have. So let's just get some value for him. And I think they did get good value for him. So um, even though it wasn't the greatest decision, it wasn't the correct decision, it wasn't the optimal decision, I still don't mind it for Charlotte. And if they play their cards right, it could still work out well for them. So that's that trade. Let's talk about the Western Conference because the Western Conference is kind of loaded. Um, what does the LaMelo Ball trade mean for the West? We'll just say that. What the LaMelo Ball trade means for the West. Well, the West is tough. You have the Thunder, who are one of the best teams in the league, and they have the reigning MVP, reigning two-time MVP, and they won a championship 2 years ago. And honestly, they only got better because they drafted Mara. You have the Spurs, who just came off of making the finals in their first ever playoff run. They have Victor Wembanyama, who's not even in his prime yet, hasn't reached his final form. You have the Nuggets with the three-time MVP and champion Nikola Jokic, not to mention Finals MVP Jamal Murray. And now you have LaMelo Ball on the Timberwolves to pair up with that bad man Anthony Edwards. Wow, it's stacked. Not to mention Luca on the Lakers with a freshly extended Austin Reeves. You have KD on the Rockets, who are kind of a ball handler away from really completing their team. Dare I say you have the Warriors, who are going to be signing LeBron? I don't know. I don't know. But I would really like that to happen. Even if LeBron leaves, the West is such a gauntlet. This makes it so difficult to get through. The Timberwolves just traded for LaMelo Ball, and they're not even the best team yet. They're not even top three. Well, they could be top three. But boy, is that crazy. It's crazy. All right. Let's speak about the draft. Let's just go over the Warriors pick. The Warriors pick was Leger Jones. So there you go. All right, let's talk about baseball. Yesterday, this was a crazy, crazy game. This was a weird one. Really weird one. Yesterday, the Giants beat the Athletics 2-1. The Giants had 2 runs on 6 hits in the air. The A's had 1 run on 3 hits and no errors. This game was stupid. The Giants walked off on this one. In the top of the eighth inning, scoreless, Max Muncy, the other Max Muncy, hit a 416-foot bomb to center to take a 1-0 lead. In the bottom of the ninth inning, Rafael Devers, amid so much controversy, steps up and hits a 416-foot bomb to center. Basically the exact same spot, tying the game. This is such a big swing of the bat for Rafi. We know all the controversy. We know that my opinion on him is definitely soured after what happened, especially considering how bad he's been since getting traded here. This is a huge home run. And then you go to 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth inning. The same inning. Up steps the young rookie Victor Bericoto, and he hits a 445-foot moonshot to walk off the A's. This was an absolute tater. This was a bomb. It's a home run at every ballpark. 108 off the bat. He knew it immediately. What a swing of the bat. And what a win for the Giants. I wanted to talk about Victor Bericoto. I want to talk about a few key players. I think the first key player, obviously the player of the game, obviously Victor Bericoto. He has not played a lot. He really hasn't. And I disagree with that. Now, I know it's hard to get him in the lineup, considering that Casey Schmidt's now playing left field, and we love Jung Hoo, and he's going to be playing every day, and we like Gilbert as well. But I think that when the Giants blow it up and sell, Bericoto should be in the lineup every day because Schmidt can move to third or second or short wherever they need him, and uh, there'll be a spot open. And I think he should be playing every day because I like Victor Bericoto. In the spring, he hit 400 and almost made the team. And yesterday, he was 2 for 4 with the game-winning home run. Also, an incredible defensive play where he threw out a runner from left field on an air that was committed by Schmidt. Um, Bericoto had a phenomenal game yesterday. And when the team sells in July, he should get everyday reps because I'm a big fan of him. I think he has great bat to ball skills, and I think he has a strong arm, which we saw yesterday. And he has 5 hits in the big leagues, and 2 of them are homers, game winning home runs. So I like what I've been seeing from Bericoto. I think he should be playing every day. Um, I know that's difficult, at least for this upcoming month, but after July, he should be playing every day. And then I want to talk about Tyler Molly because Tyler Molly has been garbage this year. And yesterday, he was absolutely on one. He was 5 2/3 innings, no runs on 2 hits and 2 walks, and struck out 4 batters. Now, here's the interesting thing: he had a no hitter going through 3 innings. He only pitched 70 pitches because he was on a pitch limit because this is his first start back from the IL. Watching the game yesterday, he was dominant. Yes, he had some great defensive plays that helped him from Jung Hoo and from Bericoto and from Schmidt and other players like that. But watching him, especially in the first trip to the order, my goodness, he was on one. And he got through almost 6 innings on just 70 pitches. If he was fully healthy and they let him go, he could get into the 8th inning, maybe the 9th inning. That's how good he was. So this is a very encouraging start from Molly. And maybe it's the same thing with like Logan Webb, where I thought Logan Webb was regressing, but it turns out he was just hurt. Maybe Molly, I thought he sucked, but maybe he was just hurt. And if he continues to pitch like this, we can get great value out of him at the trade deadline. That's pretty much how it's going to be from here on out. If you pitch well, you're getting traded. Um, so there you go. Also, Jung Hoo Lee rocks. So there you go. And yesterday we'll talk about today's game is the A's and the Giants against Springs versus Roop. Landon Roop really needs a win. Has not won a game in now 3 months. Not his fault, most of them, but some of them really need a win here. Then you have the United States of America playing tonight against Turkey, but we're going to talk about the other games first. We have Switzerland beat Canada 2-1, winning the group. What a shocking upset. I don't have the most time now, so I gotta hurry this up. Bosnia took down Qatar 3-1. Morocco beat Haiti 4-2. Brazil beat Scotland 3-0. Mexico beat Czechia 3-0. And South Africa beat South Korea 1-0, giving them a spot in the knockout round. Pretty impressive stuff there. Today's games, here we go, baby. It's the United States of America against Turkey. Now, here's the thing. The U.S. already clinched the entire group. They don't have to play anybody in this game, and they will still get the best possible seeding. So, Pulisic, I doubt he's going to play. Balogun, probably not going to play. And all the other people who were on yellow cards last game, probably not going to play. And I don't mind that at all. It will be the smarter thing. As much as I want to win, it would be smarter to rest everybody and just try again. Not try again, but just do it again in the next game. Just like no risk of suspensions, no risk of re-injury for Pulisic. Don't play anybody. I don't care if we win or lose. Obviously, I want to win, and I think we still have a chance to win. However, the smart thing to do would be to play all the backups, let them get some playing time in the World Cup so they can tell their grandkids, and let the starters rest and let them not get suspended, not get re-injured, all that good stuff. It worked out very well for us, and I'm going to watch the game, of course, passionately, but if we don't win, I'm not going to get upset because we already won the group. That shows how good we are. Then, Ivory Coast against Curacao, Germany against Ecuador, Sweden and Japan, Netherlands and Tunisia, Australia and Paraguay. Those are today's games. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.